Since the release of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order on November 15th, I have spent a lot of my free time exploring this new offering from my all-time favourite franchise. And all in all, I'm happy. Not blown away, not obsessed, not teetering on orgasm at the thought of playing it again, but happy. The strong point of the franchise has always been telling a great story of this epic space battle between the light and the dark. Fallen Order does not break this trend. Don't worry, no spoilers for those who have been holding off from buying it. As we explore the select few worlds that this particular chapter spans, we are treated to just enough adventure and secret discovery to keep the gameplay from getting stale and the achievement hunters from getting bored. There is a small amount of customization in the game, again, just enough to make it interesting, but nowhere near what we've come to expect from other recent RPG titles. Changing the colour of your clothes, robot companion and ship, while a nice touch, are not really going to sate the appetite of the more personalisation hungry players. I personally really like being able to put myself, or at least my vision, into the character I'm going to be controlling for the duration. And given that other titles such as Mass Effect have shown us that familial resemblance and even gender is not essential when it comes to our immersion, I don't think it would have hurt to let us change a few things, even if you have specific story-based DLC planned for the future. But customization-based negativity aside, this game has many redeeming features. First, it looks stunning. I have repeatedly had to suppress my nerd on for pretty environments and truly epic imagery while playing this game, to the point where my girlfriend has even given up feigning interest every time I point out something that I think looks awesome. It is clear that many hours went into the development of the game's appearance, and my god does it show. I'm fairly sure that just my gawping at every visually impressive scene has added at least a couple of hours to my game time. The combat also has given me a fantastic amount of entertainment, which is lucky, as you spend at least half of your time fighting. Discovering how best to utilise all the combos and force powers in order to make your enemies feel powerless is rather enjoyable. And having done this while keeping the control scheme relatively simple is another feather in the game's cap, as I have played other titles which attempted to create diverse combat systems but failed by making the controls far too complex to really flow naturally. Of course, you can't simply approach every fight with reckless abandon, mashing the basic attack and hope to come out with a win, but with only a small amount of practice you will find yourself being that graceful lightsaber wielder that you've seen in your dreams and many movies. The story also seems to have been really rather well constructed, while fitting brilliantly with the game narrative. There aren't really any times when it felt as though the pacing was off. It slows at times of learning and picks up again after the game thinks you should now have the new mechanic down. This gives a satisfying feeling of progression while also allowing you to take a breath every now and again, an important feature which unfortunately is sadly overlooked in a lot of modern games. While this game does boast a few original ideas, it does also look to have borrowed quite heavily from some recent success stories. The main one being the recent revamp of the Tomb Raider series. As I was scampering about, climbing, swinging and sliding, I couldn't help but be reminded of the adventures of the gamer's favourite lady badass, Lara Croft. I'm not saying this is a bad thing. Tomb Raider found a winning formula and Star Wars has now adopted it for its own games. Some may call this bad form or a bit of a cop-out, but I say otherwise. Just make sure to put enough of your own efforts into other areas to make it your own, and you get a pass from me, which this game most definitely does. In short, the game is a success in my eyes. Good story, entertaining combat that doesn't get samey, natural feeling controls, and a form of world navigation that is tried and tested. If you're a fan of both Jedi Academy and the new Tomb Raider games, then this is the love child you've been waiting for. Or if you just love the Star Wars franchise, it's an enjoyable experience and a worthwhile addition to the sci-fi epic that took place a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.